Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out Ethereum Classic's price charts. And if you remember, the last time that we talked about ETC, I believe we were right in here, and the idea was maybe this is a 1 2 3 4 5 wave up, followed by that a correction down, indicating that we are going to have some more moves on the upside in ETC. And who knows, maybe even the final low is already in, given the fact that we are absolutely able to identify off of the lowest low an impulsive movement on the upside. So what happened? We did continue this move up, and the question for today's update is this: can we argue maybe this point is the end of our wave 3, followed by that a correction for wave 4, another move on the upside into wave 5? The answer is actually yes, and here is how I can argue that. As you can see, clearly we are having in here overlapping of the waves between our wave 2 and 4, and it seems like that wave 1 is clearly the biggest wave in this structure. So the only option that we are allowed to have, assuming that we are actually bullish and this 1 2 3 4 5 is happening, is actually a leading diagonal in form of a wedge, which looks like this. This is our initial move up into wave 5, and again, it has to be the biggest wave. Correction for wave 2, another move up into wave 3. It must be smaller than wave 1. Correction for 4, it has to be smaller than wave 2, and also unlike a normal 5 wave, in here, we need to have overlapping of the waves, and this is our final move up into wave 5, which has to be overall the smallest wave in this structure. Now let's go on the live chart and see what is happening. So, okay, I think we can clearly see that wave 4 is smaller than wave 2, and wave 1 is clearly the biggest wave. And I also measured that before I hit the record. This wave 3 is by like a very small margin bigger than our wave 5, which means wave 5 is the smallest wave. And well, it seems like that all the rules are applying to this structure being a leading diagonal in form of a wedge. So why is this so important? Because if this is actually happening, we can say, well, okay, this is a wave 1, correction for wave 2, and then we're gonna have another move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5, meaning in the short term in ETC, we can expect maybe like a continuation of this move down, since wave 2 is usually a relatively deep corrective movement on the downside. So if we see something like this in ETC, I do not believe that we should be worried. What really matters in this move down is the shape of it. If we have just constantly overlapping of the waves between our pullbacks, that could be like a beautiful bullish sign, indicating this 1 2 is actually happening, and maybe the final low is already in. Now, this is actually, between the bullish possibilities, the most pessimistic scenario. Can we have an optimistic one? The answer is yes, and here is how I can argue that. You see, we can also say maybe this is 1, this is 2, this is wave 3 to about this point, correction for 4 in form of possibly an A, B, C expanded flat structure, another move on the upside into wave 5, and well, on a higher degree, maybe we are having a series of 1 2s. This can be 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, and it's going to be overall into a larger degree wave 3, correction for 4, another move up into wave 5, indicating this move up in Ethereum Classic might actually accelerate soon. This scenario can absolutely be in play, but you know, let's not be that optimistic for now. Let's just take everything step by step and see what is happening in the short term, and consider maybe like the most pessimistic scenarios, so in case that we have some deep moves on the downside, we're not going to be surprised at all. Now, in terms of classic technical analysis, meaning support and resistances, why is it that we are getting kind of a rejection from these areas? Because in the short term, this is kind of an H4 daily time frame and also weekly time frame at the same time resistance area. So you know, by the first time that we touch this resistance, makes perfect sense for us to get some sort of a reaction from it. Now, after this correction is over, I'm hoping that we get a relatively strong move up in ETC in order to go above this region, and then we do a pullback, and followed by that a continuation of the move up, and that could potentially open some doors to more upward price action, maybe like another 30 to even 40% move on the upside. At that point could actually be in the cards. So the fact that we are having a move down in the short term in this phase is not really surprising at all. In terms of Elliott waves, we can definitely justify this move in terms of classic TA. Makes perfect sense. By the first time that we touch this resistance, we get some sort of a reaction from it. So I would say overall, so far at least, we do not really have a whole lot to be worried about in Ethereum Classic. For now, seems like that we are having a beautiful and well-behaved chart, and let's hope for a corrective movement down. And right in here, we are going to make new videos and see what is happening, and can we expect some more big moves on the upside. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in ETC. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.